Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Webinar Wednesdays. My name is Rob Mayer, and I am Smart's Australia and New Zealand Channel Manager. And today I'll be taking you through the brand new Smart MX series panel designed for education. Prior to us getting into that, just a reminder, if you have any questions, there is a question panel available through your menu where you can select to type in a question to me, and I will do my best to either have them answered this afternoon or respond to you via email over the coming days. So we're very excited to announce a brand new panel within our range called MX. Now, those of you that are familiar with Smart will already know the 6000 series. It is our highest volume product for education. It's certainly the panel that has met the broadest range of requirements for the largest number of customers. The 7000 series is our premium panel, a flagship which includes a lot of functionality for busy environments, multiple users, and lots of devices connected to the panel. But today's focus is MX, and the MX series is focused on value. The value end of the market has been an area that Smart has traditionally not met with our 6000 series, where a lot of people have had limited budgets and have been trying to fulfill a large requirement of spaces and have been potentially put in a position where they've looked at other products simply because they could not stretch the budget to meet that number of spaces with the 6000 series. So the MX panel has been brought in to allow you to achieve all of your requirements when it comes to meeting budgetary needs. In terms of value-based panels, what does the market expect? As we've spoken to our resellers and our customers, we've had some very consistent messaging, and those things include: we want the panel to accept multiple touches, we want to have a good resolution so that it's future-proof, ensure that it has a decent warranty, commercial grade panel, allow us to be able to annotate and ink with content, give us a range of sizes so that we are not just limited in the spaces that we can place them, allow us to connect more than one device, and potentially give us a software option as well so that we can create more interactive and engaging lessons. So moving into what the MX series offers. First of all, it's infrared touch. Now that's the standard touch that's used by most product in the market these days. Our 6000 series uses Smart's DVI-T, which is a camera-based technology that recognizes the difference in your behaviors on the screen, which is something that made it quite unique and stand out from the crowd. I'm very pleased to be able to say that even though the MX has infrared, it is also what we call object aware. And that means it recognizes whether you're using your finger to touch or drag objects across the screen, whether you're using the pen or either pen to annotate on the page, whether you're using your fist to erase content. So those three common behaviors you can perform on the board without ever going to a menu to give it instruction of what you need it to do. In other words, I can pick up a pen and start writing. I can use my finger whilst I'm still holding the pen and drag that ink or drag that object across the screen, and I can make a fist to erase it, all quite fluently without ever being interrupted by having to give instructions to the panel. It does accept simultaneous touches, both for Windows and for Mac. Now that actually says 10 for, sorry, it said 1 for Mac. That's incorrect. It is 10 touches for both Windows and Mac. It has an ambient light sensor, which means that it can adjust its brightness depending on the brightness of your room. So as it changes throughout the day, the panel can get brighter or duller depending on the conditions, and also obviously saves you energy in environments where it doesn't need to be too bright. It has a convenience port on the front, just circled down here. And that means that you can walk up and plug directly into the panel with a guest laptop without having to clamber around the back and find various inputs. You'll also notice that there are front-facing speakers. So from an auditory perspective, the sound is quite loud and will fill all standard classrooms. It's compatible with Smart Ink, which is part of the software that comes provided with the board. And I'll talk a little bit more about what Smart Ink gives you in just a moment. Silk Touch means that it's been coated with a special coating so that it's very easy to view. It's smooth to drag your finger across the screen. You'd be surprised how many are not, and doesn't make it comfortable to use over time. It also is toughened front glass and anti-glare so that you don't get brightness off the light in the room. And it has Smart's patented pen tray with magnetic pens attached to the front of it. So once again, thanks to our ability to work with the infrared technology, you can pick up a pen, start writing straight on the screen without having to give any instruction to the board. And it includes Smart's famous Learning Suite software, which we'll also talk about in just a moment. So a license of that comes provided with the panel. Just in terms of connections, I won't spend any great time on here, but I just wanted to let you know that there are 3 inputs on the back. 2 of them are HDMI and 1 is still the traditional VGA connection for those of you that might still have that older connection port. And there is an HDMI connection on the front. So you've essentially got 4 inputs on the board. I talked about the speakers. They're 10-watt speakers on the front. Magnetic pen tray, so you just attach your pens there so they won't get lost. And you've got your panel controls also on the front, so you don't need to reach around the back to be able to access them. Now, what makes Smart Panels unique from other products, and does it apply to this Value MX panel? Well, again, I'm very pleased to say that our IQ technology, which is our embedded appliance, is coming provided with the MX panel. That means each panel includes that appliance, which slots into the back of it, and the appliance gives you a PC-free experience. So you can walk into your classroom, you can turn the panel on, and it will automatically give you a whiteboard that you can capture content to onto a USB stick or share it out to students via an internet connection. It will give you a web browser that allows you to access any internet content, including all of your cloud-based content. It gives you wireless screen sharing, and that way you're able to share from Android, Apple iOS, Chrome, and Windows devices directly to the screen. And you don't need to install anything to make that work. We use the native sharing of your device. So you've walked into that space and you can already share with the screen. And it gives you Notebook Player. And so that's an ability for you to access your notebook lessons from the cloud, again, without having to come into the room with a laptop and plug in with software installed on it. You're able to essentially click on Notebook Player and download your lessons and play them directly from the screen. It updates itself, so you don't need to worry about that. Now, it has just been updated, so the interface has changed. If you're familiar with IQ, if you've got other smart interactive flat panels within your school, then this interface might look new to you. It updated a week ago, just over, I think, 7 or 8 days ago. And if your panel is connected to the internet, then you should come in and find that it has a new desktop for you. If it's not connected to the internet, then you're probably still on the previous version to it, and it can be updated manually. But importantly, what are the changes? You have a new home screen experience. There are customizable wallpapers. There are great pictures of smart monsters that you can put up there for an education view. You can customize it with your own school logo. You can upload the Student of the Week's artwork. So great reinforcement when they walk into the room and that week they see their content being displayed as the home screen on your panel. It will allow us to be able to, or it will allow the school to be able to remotely manage the device as well and help with troubleshooting and changing status and help desk and so forth. We are moving to multiple device wireless screen sharing. So previously we could just receive one device. Now we can receive two. Doesn't matter whether it's Chrome or iOS. You can display both on the screen and switch between the two. You can also stream media and control your video that's being wirelessly shared from the screen. And there is a new expanded lesson canvas available through Notebook Player. It's like a whiteboard space, but it will allow you to move your whiteboard in every direction, up, down, left, and right. It'll also recognize your annotations on the screen as objects, so you can move your text around. If you're familiar with the existing IQ whiteboard, annotations on that are fixed in place. You can scroll the board left and right, but you can't move your text around. You will be able to do in this new lesson canvas. So some great new features in IQ 3.0, and the MX panel will include an IQ module with each panel. Now to Smart Ink. Smart Ink is part of the software drivers that come with your license for Smart Learning Suite. And Smart Ink is the ability to ink over any application that's on your screen. But it's important to understand a couple of things about this that set it apart from all other inking applications. It is not an overlay. It does not lock the screen down and stop you from interacting with content on the page. The ink, as you can see, floats on top of the page and allows us to be able to move and manipulate where we need to. It's consistent. The inking experience is the same whether you're using a whiteboard page, whether you're annotating over the internet, a video, or a PowerPoint application or a notebook page. It's not just for use in smart software, but it allows you to annotate over absolutely anything that's on the page. However, there is more. With certain applications, they include built-in inking tools. For example, Microsoft Office and PDF all have inking tools within them these days. Smart Ink talks to those inking tools. And it means that when you pick up a pen and start writing over one of those applications, you're able to save your annotations directly to that file. I'll give you an example here. Let's go to a PowerPoint page and go full screen. Now when I annotate on this page and make my notes there, the inking is consistent. I can write on the page, but when I forward to a new page, the annotations disappear. They stay with that particular page. When I go back, you can see my ink is still there on the screen. When I leave my presentation, not only is the ink still on the slide, but if you were to select it, you would see it as an object on the page. So for me to be able to capture that, all that I would need to do is File and Save. Same process that you already know. So that is built in directly into Smart Ink. Same thing exists with a PDF. If I were to annotate over this PDF, allow me to zoom in a little bit. Let's grab my pen and we will look at the shelving here and we will decide to increase that shelving to double the amount of space. And the same thing for the shelving at the bottom here. We will grow that. Now, if I want to move the page around, traditionally, your ink would stay exactly where it is, but the page would move in the background. That is, if the product you're using doesn't lock the entire program in the first place. When you're using Smart Ink, not only does it not lock down the program, it also, in certain applications, allows the ink to follow the page. If I were to zoom into this, you will see that the ink is scaling with the page as well. It is part of this PDF already. So the point of this is that your ink doesn't just sit on top of the page. In selected programs like Office and PDF, it goes directly into the application and you can save as that native file. You also have a dynamic toolbar available to you on the screen that allows you to quickly change color if you choose, or choose some other tools like a screen shade or a spotlight or a text tool. All of those are built into that floating toolbar that's available on the screen. So Smart Ink is part of the software drivers that also go with the MX panel. This is a really important point to know, although it's hard for me to demonstrate here on my own. We talked about the MX panel recognizing the difference between using your finger as the mouse, picking up a pen and writing on the screen, and erasing without you having to give any instruction. What's unique to Smart in that is that we can do those things simultaneously. So in other words, you could have a couple of students standing up at the screen. One person is moving an object whilst another person is annotating on the page, whilst a third person could be erasing content. And all of those behaviors can be occurring at exactly the same time. In other words, there is no conflict for the users. Traditionally, what happens with interactive panels is if I choose to use a pen, then you are stuck in pen mode and there's nothing else that you can do on the screen at the same time. If I choose to erase, then once again, you can only erase at the same time as I can. We, with the Smart panel, can be flexible and give you the ability to choose your behavior and be independent from the person beside you. So absolutely no conflict in how you interact on the page. As I mentioned at the start, the MX panel will ship with a license of Smart Learning Suite, as do all of our education panels. And Smart Learning Suite is our latest version of lesson creation software, which includes Notebook that I'm using here at the moment, but it also includes the Smart Lab, the ability to add gamification to your lessons by using templated tools that allow you to insert content and then share to the students. It also includes Smart Response, so that you can create formative assessments and push those out to student devices. They can respond. The system can collate all of the answers, grade them, and also print you a report that you can then issue. And it includes Smart Workspaces, which is a collaborative shared workspace that you can you can create for a group of students. They can all contribute content to that same space simultaneously and work together on a project. So Smart Learning Suite is part of the MX panel's offering. And that also includes Smart Learning Suite Online, so that you are able to upload your lessons online, share them out to students. You can also upload PowerPoints and PDFs to your online portal, and you can use the lab and response tools as well as workspaces as a way of engaging students via their devices. It is included as part of the Learning Suite subscription. So the full version of Learning Suite is also issued with the MX series. So to sizes and our range, reminder, the premium panel, the 7000, comes in a 75 and 86 inch. The 6000 series, our current most popular product, comes in the 65 and 75. And I'm really pleased to say that we will have all three sizes available in the MX panel, a 65, a 75, and an 86. On the side here, I haven't mentioned, the 2000 series is a non-touch panel. It's the first product that we have introduced that's non-touch, and that's designed either for digital signage or spaces where you need to display content, maybe in a foyer or a reception area, but you don't require interactivity to it. So that's the product that's sitting off to the side there. But 3 sizes available of the MX. They are all high resolution 4K, so they are compatible with the very latest laptop resolutions. This is not a slide I will spend any great amount of time on, other than to say there are a couple of differences between MX and other series, other smart panels. The important ones to draw out are, I mentioned, it's infrared technology. So although it's IR, we can still, yes, differentiate our tools. You can still touch, write, and erase at the same time. In that instance, it is for 3 users. As we go up in our range, the number of users or the number of touches increases. One call out is that our pens in the MX series are non-differentiated. In other words, it means that they're the same color. So in the 6000 series, you have a red and a black pen. You pick up the red pen, you get red ink automatically. The board can detect the difference between it. With the infrared technology, it's not able to do that. So whilst you have 2 pens tethered on the front, they're both going to be the same color unless you choose to change the color of the pen. And as I said, there are 10 touch points on Mac as well as Windows. Importantly, the MX panel comes with what I would call the smart unique DNA features. So all of our panels are 4K resolution and they all offer the ability to wirelessly share to them. The MX series includes the IQ appliance. So that was your PC-free whiteboarding. Walk into the room and interact. It is your smart ink and annotate over all applications and writing into specific programs. Your ability to be able to annotate on the screen, mouse around and erase and do those things simultaneously, as well as the coating that's on the screen. On the 6000 series, we can differentiate our pen colors. We offer more simultaneous interaction. There is presence detection. In other words, when you walk into the room, the panel can turn on automatically for you. And there is Energy Star rating across all panels. On the MX series, Energy Star is just on the 65 at this point in time. And up to the 7000 includes other functionality, including the ability to preview the source that you have connected, as well as share things like cameras and microphones and wireless keyboards and document cameras between all of your connected devices. But a very strong offering in the MX panel here, so that you're not losing those key things that make it different from others and that separate it as a smart panel. A couple of other quick things to know. Smart offers some incentive sales programs for our customers. One of them is called Smart Start, and this is for the first 3 interactive flat panels. So if you don't have any interactive flat panels from Smart within your organization, we offer a generous discount via our resellers for the first 3 products. And the MX panel is approved for that program, as it is for Smart Refresh. Refresh is an upgrade program. So if you're looking to upgrade old technology, whether it's a smart board, interactive whiteboard, whether it's an Epson interactive projector, whether it's another brand of interactive technology, if you're looking to upgrade to smart flat panels, then again, a generous discount is available through our refresh program. And you can talk to your reseller about that. They will apply on your behalf and you will obviously see the benefits in terms of the overall cost. So MX is compatible with our programs. So just a quick recap on our functionality and where the MX sits. In terms of the points that we mentioned at the start, yes, we're compatible with everything that is considered to be a requirement at the value end. We have multi-touch. We have a high resolution on our panel. It's a 3-year commercial grade warranty, which can be extended up to 5 years with another 2-year warranty. We offer an inking experience as part of the software, and you can also ink on the PC-free side. So if you're using the embedded appliance, no computer is connected, you're still able to use the pens. Obviously, you can write into the whiteboard, but you can also mark up any internet content, and you can annotate over any wirelessly shared content on the screen. We have 3 different size options, so regardless of the space, we've got a solution that will fit. We also have multiple inputs available, so if you want to connect more than one computer, you can do so and interact. And of course, we've got a software offering. The MX panel is priced very aggressively. As I said, it is a value-focused panel to ensure that you can meet that requirement to fulfill all of your spaces rather than just some of them. But what makes the Smart panel unique? Traditionally, these were available in our 6000 series and beyond. It is now available in MX as well. The IQ technology, the PC free side, our Learning Suite software, same licensing will exist, and you'll get a license of that with the MX. Object awareness, the ability to be able to touch, write, and erase on the panel, and also do them at the same time. So you can have multiple students, they're all behaving differently without conflict. The Smart Ink not only allows you to write over absolutely anything you have on your computer without locking the screen down and still being able to interact with the content, but remember, if you're working with Office programs, or if you're working with PDF, you're able to write into that application. So your notes are saved as part of that file. You don't have to take a screenshot. In exactly the same way as when I write into Smart Notebook, the ink is staying with the page and is saved as part of that program. The convenience panel, the ability to walk up and connect automatically at the front of the product. And I didn't mention all of the MX panels include a wall mount bracket with them. So if you're planning to mount these to the wall, it's one less cost associated with the product. It will ship in the box with the panel. And so that ends my overview of the MX range. Just quickly looking across the side here to see if we have any questions. A couple of quick questions. When are the panels available? The 65 and the 75 inch are both available right now. They have come into our distributors about 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so stock is readily available right now. The 86 inch is 3 weeks behind. We're expecting to see stock come in around about early October. And the other question, are they on contract? They're on New South Wales state government contract, yes, through our contracted suppliers. They've been put forward. If you're in Queensland, there is an education tender out at the moment, and they've been submitted for that. We're just waiting on the outcome of that. And obviously, they're available in all other states where our education resellers are. Quick reminder, for further information, you can go to our website, smarttech.com, go to products, and there is a full page on the MX series. So it will give you an overview of all that I have talked about this afternoon. If you want to talk to a reseller about the product, then you can go to our website, and on the right-hand side, go to the buy area. When you select buy, it will then give you an option that says find resellers near, and you can just type your suburb name in, and it will give you a list of resellers in your area. There is also a brand new video that has just been released on the MX series. So if you go to YouTube and you search for the Smartboard MX, you can also look up introducing Smartboard MX series. There's a, how long? It's about a 5-minute, 6-minute video that will just walk you through all the functionality, including showing you simultaneous tool differentiation and how that works, so that you get a live view of exactly the behavior of the board. Perfect if you're considering it from a demo perspective. Lastly, any other questions that come to mind or that you haven't thought about, feel free to contact us. You can do so by sending an email through to ANZenquiries at smarttech.com, or going through any of our social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, or our website. These instructions will also be put at the bottom of our video when it's posted up on YouTube, so you'll be able to access the information there. Thank you very much for your time and your attendance this afternoon. I hope you found it valuable, and I'll wish you a very good afternoon.